Welcome to With Styles. Look, been a minute. I apologize. It's the um it's the rough part of my um season, I guess. Um, Not because of time, but because of when things happen. What missed a couple lockers. The Wednesdays, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with myself and Anthony White. During this stretch of year, we have track meets on Wednesdays. So therefore, I missed last week and I'm gonna miss this week. And that's all because of my schedule. I apologize in advance. But I've been trying to stray away from this, but I've been trying to stray away from it long enough that if it's still on my heart, I have to talk. And I have talked about Shadura Sanders for um stayed on here, I stayed on the locker, that he's my QB. And I don't understand all the goes along with kid hasn't been in trouble. Uh, don't hear him doing something out of character. Teammates love him, but everything he does, not everything, a lot of things he do comes and it doesn't make sense. I'm gonna start off with just the stuff he does the celebration. Here's the thing about celebration. Here's the thing that really bothers me about celebration is that apparently we want everybody to be the same. And apparently things are seen through whomever lens they want to be seen through. But when I was coming up, celebrations were normal. In the 80s, you talk about Celebration City. Billy White Shoes, Cowboys had a receiver. Redskins had a fun bunch. Like it was crazy the celebrations that were taking place in the 80s. It will blow your mind. And then all of a sudden it came of act like you've been there before. It's just crazy to me that in my upbringing, my childhood, celebrations were accepted. It was actually so all the Ocho Cincos, the Icky Woods, the whomever else were celebrating recently, that was nothing compared to the 80s. But for some reason, it became a kind of a cultural thing. But so Shadura does the whole wrist thing, the watch thing, all that stuff, and it get blown out of whack. Have him going to the having his pro day, and someone gets on talk about him patting the ball. As a former quarterback, I'm gonna say the majority of quarterbacks pat the ball. It's a rhythm thing. And for me to hear cornerbacks or defensive backs in the NFL talking about patting the ball, you're gonna get a break on the ball. First of all, majority of coverages in NFL are man for a whole reason. One reason because it's 5 yard chuck rule, but the majority of the corners are playing man to man. So if they're playing man to man, how the hell are they able to see the quarterback pat the now, can you see it in zone? Sure. Could it get you a split second of a break? Is that going to be the side of him being a good professional quarterback? No. But the crux of this thing comes down to this of why I'm coming on here is because of the retirement of his jersey. That's the crazy part. And it's crazy to me because I was on that belief until recent. No, not recent, about the last 10 years. But definitely the last few, even more. Here's why. I was fortunate enough to get my jersey retired, high school jersey retired, while I was still in college. And at the moment, like, why the hell are they doing this? Like, it made no sense to me why I was getting my jersey retired and I was still playing. Because for me, the mass majority of people, in my knowledge, got their stuff retired when they retired. Now looking back on it, it was the it was something that I truly appreciate now because I could share that with all my family members and the people who helped me get to the place that I eventually got to. Because some of my family members did not make it past me leaving college. So my uncles, my aunts, my cousins, everybody was able to share in that moment with me and for me afterwards to give them thanks while they are still here. Not only myself, but everyone that helped me get to that point. So for me, it was now looking back on it, it was so beneficial for me to have it done at that time because I could share that moment. Same thing with Shador and Travis. Why wait? I don't think people understand where Colorado was before they got or Dion brought the clan to Boulder. I have you. I'll allow you to look it up. On top of that, some reason people can't look beyond Shador in the perception. Look up the numbers he put up. I guarantee you I'm gonna look it up. I guarantee you he's top probably five um in yards at Colorado. Colorado passing. This is the good part about me broadcasting not on my phone, broadcasting on my laptop because I can. Wow, let me see how to get this, y'all. All right, it's better than I could imagine. So let me wipe this thing. So this is Colorado's passing, right? All right. Number one, don't know. Are we going yards? Yards. 9760 by Leofile, I guess. Then Montez. Then Hawkins. Then Clatt. Wow. Shador is fifth on the Colorado passing list. And look at the years. Two, everybody else is four. Even Cordell had four, and he's under Shador. So if all these people saying that, crazy. Now let's deal with touchdowns. Who's number one? Shador. Let's go with completion percentage. Well, that's going to be because I don't know how I can eliminate people. But if you go off of yards, look at the top five. No one is at 71%. None of these quarterbacks are at 71%. These are quarterbacks with a lot of attempts. I guarantee you, Shador is the leader in touchdowns in 2 years and the leader in completion percentage. Oh, I appreciate that, Zach. I appreciate that. Zach is uh what was it? Former classmate. Um, I classify him as a brother, so appreciate that, Zach. Um, so for people to just automatically just shit on Shador makes no sense to me. Number 5 in career passing yards, number 1 in completion percentage, and number 1 in touchdowns 2 years. What else do you want that guy to do? So now here is the crux of the matter. Because right now, and this is why it got me the last couple of years, because right now I'm coaching track with the same coach who coached me. The same coach who I think, I don't think he broke the record or he tied for the most consecutive cross country state championships. It's 26 or something like that. I don't know. I can't remember how many state championships in track he has won. It's in the 20s too, probably. Definitely the 15. How many indoor state championships? And my coach got to be 70, 71. And he hasn't been recognized by the school. Now they have done it in other ways, but not in like our school Hall of Fame. He should have been in our school Hall of Fame. He should have been the first. And it should have been only him. Should have been just him inducted because he's been at the school so long, 40 years to this date, 40 plus probably. And he's not going to get recognized until after he retires. Now, what happens if he's not able to receive those flowers fully healthy? Wouldn't that be a shame? Wouldn't that be a shame for a guy who easily, not even close, has the most state championships in my school history? You can combine all the other sports and multiply it probably by 10, and they still won't have enough state championships as he has produced while as a head coach. Why can't we acknowledge that now? This whole thing of you have to wait makes no sense. I don't give a damn if it's 2 months, 3 months. Why not do it ASAP? Who says that you have to wait? And for all these damn Colorado players who are pissed off that either they haven't or their teammates haven't been able to be recognized, it is not Shador and Travis' fault. You got to go back to the administration back in the day before Deion got there. You are mad at the wrong people. And some fans that I have seen are mad because of the last name of Sanders. Because I've heard too many times, well, it's okay as Travis get in because he was a Heisman Trophy winner and he plays both sides of the ball. So really, that is what gets you for a guy who in 2 years helped bring that program back. And for everyone, not everyone, for the majority of people in sports, especially in football, who want to analyze sports, they always put it on a damn quarterback. What has Colorado's record been the last two? Always on the quarterback. Always on the quarterback. If the team loses, it's the quarterback's fault. If the team wins, it's because of the quarterback. So, so in 2 years, they are 13 and 12, which would not sound like a good record, right? In retrospect. But the year before, they were 1-11. They were 4-8. That was well, that don't count COVID year. 5-7, 5-7, 5-7. The previous year, they won one game. Then they won 4. Then they won 9. That's like when people for UK talk about Mark Stoops and his overall record because they want to count the first few years, which you have to. But at the time, there was a 5 year. Usually, people judge by 5 year increments because you can make a difference. Recruiting class, all that stuff. But for a 5 year period, Kentucky won 10 games. 10 games. They had 2 10-win seasons. I think 2 7s and an 8, something like that, which is the most in school history. But people still shit on him because of, well, he hasn't won enough SEC games over his whole career. Yeah, when he inherited a fucking program that won. Did we even win a SEC game the year before? There's nuance to some of the records than just looking at straight numbers. And for Shedeur to have no running game and a leaky offensive line, and to do what they did in the 2 years speaks volumes. Now, the retirement of Jersey, that's up to the administration. But to say that he has done nothing to earn it is a little, that's a wild take to me. If you look at the numbers, the fan attendance, how much they brought Colorado back to prominence, how much now he has helped the next group of kids want to come to Colorado. If it's not for Shedeur, you don't get the Julian, you don't get the Salters, right? Yeah, I think the Salters to come to Colorado. For people to just shit on this kid for no reason is wild to me. If his name was Joe Smith and he was coached by Lane Kiffin, the scrutiny wouldn't be the same. It wouldn't be. I can feel comfortable saying 100% without a shadow of a doubt, his name was different. He was coached by Lane Kiffin or I'm gonna go Urban Meyer or Josh Heupel or Nick Saban or Kirby Smart, Dabo Swinney. If he was coached by any of those and his name was different, he would be looked at differently. If you watch now, I watch every game. I watch every snap since he got to Colorado. I'm not going to say I analyzed it, but I watch every snap, every game. The kid is him. It's that simple. As I've said, I've said this early on the season. He's my QB1. Cam is my 2. Now my 3 at 4 have switched. Now people on Tyler Shuck. Now when I said that at the end of the season, stuff on Jackson Dart during the season. Now people all of a sudden on Jackson Dart. This kid has the it factor. And the thing that got me in trouble with Johnny Manziel was he has the it factor, but he did not have the work ethic. This guy has the work ethic. That doesn't guarantee success on the next level because that's all dependent on talent around you, who's your GM, who's your coach, all that stuff. We can go through quarterbacks that's been Baker Mayfield's a big one. Had an it factor, went to Cleveland. Like all this stuff did not become Baker did not become Baker until he went to the Rams and he paired up with Liam Cohen. Simple as that. Finding someone that see the game like you is so big for a quarterback. So if he goes to the right program, like any of these players, any of these quarterbacks specifically, he will be a really good quarterback. Not going to say great, not going to say Hall of Famer, because that entails so many other things. No one would have ever imagined Tom Brady being as good as he ended up being coming out of Michigan. No one except your boy. You go look at my past history. I had Patrick Mahomes as my number one quarterback coming out. Not many people saw Patrick Mahomes being the Patrick Mahomes that he is. I go on and on. The kid has the skill set. Well, he doesn't have a strong look, man. In NFL, it's about accuracy and anticipation. The kid is really good right now coming out of high school. Ability to process, ability to anticipate, and throw accurate football. He definitely has to get better with getting rid of the ball, not trying to extend plays, not trying to do too much, because sacks get you in trouble in the NFL. He can clean that up, which I think at Colorado so much put on his shoulders because they didn't have a running game that he tried to do too much on every play. I think he knows that. I think his dad knows that. And I think that's something that's going to be correctable. But that's something he has to work on. Trusting his defense, trusting his other teammates that they will be able to get a first down on 2nd and 10 because you have to throw the ball away on 1st and 10. Instead of being 2nd and 30, 2nd and 25. I've seen it. Done that too many times. So that's a problem. But get back to really the reason why I came. So this thing is that y'all don't think this kid earned the right to have his jersey retired. Just disregard the timing, disregard when it was, disregard if y'all can't see the validity in what he's done at Colorado in 2 years. If you hate him because he brought the spotlight to hate Colorado, he brought the spotlight to. He's the focal point of all this stuff that got Colorado back on the landscape of college football. Him and his dad. For the good or for the bad. There's eyes on him because they like him, like myself. There's eyes on him because they hate him, like some others. The key point, the key variable is eyes are on them. The kid earned it. Now, if you want to say there's some guys in the past that have earned it, no doubt about it. Whose fault is that? All right, y'all. Happy Easter. Hope y'all have a good rest of your Easter. And I'll catch y'all not this Wednesday, because I'll be at a district track meet. The next Wednesday, I'll see you on the locker